Feel like this guy needs no introduction, but I'm going to get him to introduce himself anyway.
Oh,
But
come on.
for those that are listening, via whatever platform you're listening with, welcome back to the podcast, the Ignorant News Podcast. I'm your host, Creator Taro, and I feel like an old fella on this podcast today, but I'm sure he's going to make me feel not as old as I think I am. But I'm going to hand it over to you, brother Dan, if you want to introduce yourself. And yeah, bro, let's get it cracking.
So guys, I run NZ Vintagee on Instagram. I've been at it about 3 years now. Some people say I'm an OG, but I just say I'm just getting started. So yeah, thank you to the brother Taro for having me on. And I hope I can help some people out with this episode. That's my goal.
Yeah, that's me, bro.
It's weird being on the other side of this, bro. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it's because I'm used to doing it myself, like asking the questions and yeah. All right, let's go.
I think I don't really have a I just like to talk, bro. So I don't yeah. It'll just be like how we would have a normal conversation, I reckon, if we saw each other in person.
For sure.
I'm gonna get cracking with the first question we got on Instagram for you, bro, on the story, and it was why did you get into the vintage game, I suppose?
And so I started when I was 15 years old. I'm 18 now. So I started when I was 15, and obviously being in high school, fashion's a big thing. I wasn't really too into it because I was brought up on like warehouse clothes, because that's all really could afford. So humble beginnings. So I was brought up in warehouse clothes. Like I wore a school uniform, so clothes didn't really matter to me. I just wore whatever the fuck whatever I pleased. And then I heard the word Save Mart floating around. So, oh, what's a Save Mart place? So I asked someone about it, but I was like, the op shop, you can find stuff here. I'm just like, oh, I'll go check it out. So one day I was with my dad. We went to the Frankton Save Mart. So that's where it all started. And before this, I would go into streetwear, Raj shop. And I knew it, and I saw these cool t-shirts. Like, these are cool, but I can't afford them. You know, they're obviously like they weren't like expensive or anything. They're like maybe $40-$50. Maybe there's some up there some up there prices, but to a 15-year-old, $40-$50 is like $1 million. So I was like looking at these like, I wish I could afford these. And then I heard about Save Mart, so I was like, yeah, I can find these for like maybe a couple dollars. Because at this point, I was doing a paper run. So that was my first like paid job. So I had about $20 left, and I went to Save Mart and I picked up a Super Bowl quarter zip, and I picked up a Queen t-shirt. And it's and I think I paid like $8 t-shirt, and it's a thrifty shop. And she bought it off me for $10, and I made $2 profit. And I felt like the man, bro. I'm like, fuck, there's something here. And it clicked in my brain. And I'm like, fuck, there's something here. And obviously I had the interest that so I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep going with this. I'm gonna go to Save Mart on the weekends when I'm at school. When I'm not at school, sorry. Keep going into Raj's shop. And after going into Raj's shop for a couple of months, me and her started chatting, and we built a really good friendship. And then after a while, I was like, oh, I started my own account. I went into Raj's shop, told her, and she's like, oh, good on you. She gave me a bunch of advice. And then I just keep going at it, just keep going to the op shops. And every time I go to the op shops, I go straight to Raj's shop because it was like right there. I just walk there and see if she wanted to buy anything. So she had first dibs pretty much. She didn't buy everything, granted, because, so, and that's the point where I like started my page. Okay, she's not going to buy everything. I got to sell it somehow. So I started the page, and and it went from there, bro. As I started to build up some capital, start making a little bit of money, She's a nurse, and she'd give me like little bulk deals, and she'd keep doing that, and she'd throw me some massive steals, bro. And I feel like that is how, after I started getting like all the American shit and like the American sports, the American the tees, the crew necks that I was buying from Ra, that she was getting from overseas. That's when my account, like, that's when I first started getting popular, right? That's when my account sort of like blew up. Not blew up, but I gained like 1,000 followers in a week. And it wasn't just that, it was sort of like the content I was putting out as well. Like, if you look at pages now, all of them, like a lot of them are like showing their face, talking to the cameras. It wasn't like that back in 2017, 2018, 3 years ago. Like, not barely anyone did that. And I'm like, me just like being a kid, I didn't really care. I started doing it. A lot of people, I'm not saying I started it or anything, but a lot picking up on it and said, "Oh, this is an actual person, not a bot." So that's sort of how like started. The reason why I started it, like originally, it was like a money thing, because growing up from a family who doesn't really have too much, I'd hate asking my parents for like $20 to go out with my friends. So I'm like, I got to find a way to make my own money. That's when the paper run came along. I was like, and as I got older, started eating more food, getting bigger. I was like, oh, this isn't enough. So I started that, and then I just fell in love with the game, like with the people that I talk to, the people I make connections with. I started wearing it myself. Like I just fell in love with it, and it just went from there, and I've been going ever since. So it's a big story, but yeah, that's sort of like the simplified version.
It's a beautiful love story, bro. I like it. It's one of those love stories that I guess is similar for a lot of people, right? Like, and you would have met a few people that are kind of in the same waka as you, right? Like, you started off going to a certain shop, you bought a piece, sold it, and you were shocked. Like,
yeah, like that $2 profit, like started it for me. Like that $2, like $2 doesn't seem like much, but dude, as a kid, like I'm like, oh shit, I just made money, like without actually putting in too much work, and it clicked in my head, and that's what started it for me. And I've like, Ryan knows this, but like, and I'll forever be appreciative to her for doing that for me. Like, she has no idea.
Nice, dude. Shout out to Ra too.
Yeah, shout out Ra, Thrifty Street.
And shout out to Hump Day Wednesdays.
Hump Day happy hour.
Hump Day happy hour. Man, I've been on there.
Those,
I've been on there a few times and just had sore cheeks, from just laughing and
laughing. Yeah,
such some good times on there. So you started off Frankton Save Mart. So obviously based in H-Town. Right. What's the scene like there, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty heavy, eh?
The scene's pretty heavy. Yeah, there's a lot of us over here. Like, we recently did a pop-up maybe like a week or two before the Delta variant came along, before the lockdown, and like there were about like 20, 30 of us there. Granted, I'm learned and Taronga, but a lot of us are like based in Hamilton, and there's a lot of us here, and like we're all friends, and we all have a good vibe with each other that I know of. I mean, there might be some beef here and there, but that I don't really know about, and I don't really care to know about because I tend to stay out of it. But it's pretty crazy. Like, because obviously going into uni, I was considering moving to Auckland, because I thought, Auckland, I studied business. They have a really good business school. One of the things that kept me here was like the vintage game. I just felt there was more for me in Hamilton with the pop-ups and the people that were here than there was in Auckland. So the scene here is crazy. I mean, it's nuts.
It's awesome, man. One of the things Josiah always talks about is like his words were, there's enough for everyone. And like when I think about H-Town, I'm like, damn, there's a lot. Like, and there's a good variety of like resellers and vintage collectors and stuff. Like, you got all your Jersey people, your sports, type of heads. Like I think of Kitty Kitty Raw Rugby Kid, for
Yeah.
example. The Bro
Yeah,
Head
it's the bro.
Seekers. You got Ra and Narawahia. It's like, and then you got all your young cats. You got Quay. Like there's heaps more, bro. Like heaps more
Yeah.
in H-Town and the Waikato area. So it's but then like you brought up another thing that another guest brought up. So he come from the sneaker community, and he
Yeah.
actually mentioned that their community's nowhere near as, I guess, I'm paraphrasing his words, but like not as strong as, say, the vintage clothing community is. Like he said, it's quite rare to
Yeah.
see another sneaker page share someone else's story.
I
Or
noticed it as well when I was fit, because obviously sort of close bunch of friends in the sneaker community, and we've talked about this. Like they would hardly ever like plug each other's pages, and I do it all the time. Like I try to do it as much as I can. I'll shout out the bros if they ask me. I'll happily do it. Like some days I won't, because I feel like I'm either like or my story's just too cramped. But I'll do it another day. And I just feel like not many sneaker pages do that. And that's one thing that I love about the community is obviously there's competition, but like it's friendly competition. We're all there to help each other out. And that's just one of the things I love. Like it's great. It puts a smile on my face.
That's mean. That's dope. I quite enjoy, because I got family in the Waikato as well. So usually when I come back up to the H or the Tron, I always enjoy going for a look around. Yeah, it's always cool. And I bumped into Ra actually once at Save Mart. I bumped into Second Life Vintage at Save Mart in Franklin.
Oh yeah.
Who else have I bumped into? I think just those two. But there's so many ops, bro. There's heaps.
Yeah, I've bumped into a few of the resellers that I've met before they like even made their pages, because you know how me and Quade are like really good mates.
Yeah.
We met in an op shop. It's a funny story. We talk about it all the time. This was maybe two and a half years ago. I was doing my usual op shop rounds, and I go into the last shop for the day, which was John's in Frankton. And I see, as soon as I walk in, the counter's like right there, and I see this hoodie. It's a St. Louis like Cardinals hoodie, like the baseball team, and it was there for like $7. I saw the price tag. I'm like, "Oh, are you selling this?" They're like, "Oh no, it's already been sold." And they pointed it, and it's like, "Oh, to that guy," and there is standing Quade. I'm like, "Oh," and like we didn't know each other at that point. I don't know if he knew me. He might have, but I didn't know him. And and I walked up to him and said, "Hey, bro, do you want to sell that hoodie? You know, I'll give you $30 for it." So, "Oh, no, bro, I was going to keep it." I'm like, "Oh, no worries. Have a great day. You know, good find." I went off my day. Then, like a couple weeks later, I'm in Ra's shop and I'm just chatting to Ra. And in walks Quade wearing the hoodie. I'm like, "You, like, you stole that shit from me." And then then he's I met his uncle Josh. Shout out Josh. And I sort of it clicked together, or someone told me that they're related. I'm like, "Oh yeah, sweet as." And Josh had his page directly for, and then he couldn't run it anymore, unfortunately. And then Quay took over, and then he just changed it to his own page to Thrift a Lot. So me and Quade have known each other for years. And then there's another reseller that I met in the option. His name's Two Photo Thrifts. Go by now. He does strictly rugby. I can't remember his page's name. It'll come to me eventually. But he's in the Red Cross in Frankton. And I could just tell, like, I had a sense by like the way I was watching it. Because obviously, like, I was looking at his hand and I saw what he had, and he had like some cool t-shirts, some nice graphic tees in there. I could just tell by the way he was looking at things. He was like going looking for the tag and looking at the hip tag. I went up to him and said, "Oh, bro, just, sorry to interrupt, but like, do you resell clothes by chance?" like, oh yeah, I do. And then we got to chatting, and he actually told me, and he's like, oh, do you do it as well? It's like, yeah, bro. And he's like, and he asked for my page, and he looked it up, and he's like, oh, I follow you. I was like, oh shit. And yeah, so I've met a few people. Those are just the two that come off the top of my head. It's funny, bro. Like, it's funny how that happens.
What you talked about, how like you could kind of, you sensed it on him. You go, I'm sure he's.
Yeah.
Well, but what are things? What are you looking for, bro? Because that's interesting to me.
Just what he was picking out, like the t-shirts. He picked out this cool like this cartoon t-shirt, and he picked it out. He picked it off the rack, and he was looking at the tags, and he was looking at the sleeves, and I'm like, oh yeah, he knows his shit. So he's either a reseller or he's a collector. So I just I'll ask, like form a good relationship here. And I asked, so I could just tell by like what he was holding, the way he was looking at things. Because usually people in the op shop are just like, looking for shit that only fits them. But this shirt was like a size small, and Callum's like maybe like a XL. Just by looking at him, and I was like, okay, there's no way that's for him. Well, not to discriminate, but I could just tell, like there's like certain hints that are there where you can just like sort of tell. And he had all the red flags, so I was quite near.
A cracker. The bro out in Tauranga, Recycle Vintage, I always bumped into him out at Save Mart at the Mount, and and I've seen him a few times there. And then one time I just reached out to him on IG. I was like, gee, next time I'm over, let's connect. Go chill, whatever, da da da. And he's like, yeah, gee, I've seen you there. So like we both kind of acknowledged, like, I'm pretty sure that's. And then it wasn't until IG, then we're like, yeah, nah, sweet, bro.
See what you do is he'll be at one rack, and you'll be at the other. You'll look at each other, and you'll be like, and you'll just know, like, read each other's mind. You'll just be like, give the slight, yeah. I've done that a few times.
One of the ones for me is just the speed in which they go through the rack.
Oh, fuck yes, bro.
Yeah, I was like, there's a reseller. Oh, I can hear it. I'm like, there's a reseller here.
Yeah, the scratching on the racks from the plastic.
Yeah, the scratching.
Yeah, and just
and then the whole bulk move on the rack. It's like,
anyone who thrifts that is like knows. Oh, it's crazy.
Are you a hanger?
It's crazy how like we can just pick it up. No, you're a good bro.
Do you go by hanger, or do you, like, say you're looking for t-shirts, do you go by the sleeves and kind of pick through, or do you
I actually look at the t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Because I wear what I like. So if I see like a new age t-shirt that I like, I'll and it fits me and I like it how it fits, I'll buy it. But usually the tag is like the first thing I acknowledge, and then I'll take a quick look at the graphic, and if I like, because if you're going every week, you see the same stuff every week.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so you sort of know, like, I've seen it. Oh, what's this? And then it'll be something new. So I sort of go by that. But I do try to look at everything when I actually do go thrifting, because I don't go as much.
What's one of those brands, bro, that you're sick of seeing?
Like in the thrifts or just in general?
Oh man, so for me it's Logan.
Logan and Sands, yeah. Fuck, man.
I was sick of seeing
the chisel.
Yeah, chisels.
The Wheathouse rain. Chisel, yeah. Fuck me.
Certain
lines, and like in general, I'm like, you go, bro.
Oh no, I was just like certain line 7 stuff. Sometimes I'm like, man. But yeah, there's Chisel, Logan. What else is there? What else is there? Yeah, there's just those kind of brands that they like catfish me all the time, because you see this real cool pattern and you're like, oh, that's dope, and then shit.
Bro, it's like those memes of the vintage cotton heavy tag. you'll see it at the thrifts, and it'll be like a Save America tee. It's like, oh fuck. I see a whole bunch of the American homies like poking fun of that. I'm just like, I actually feel that though, but with like Chisel. It'll be like a sick button-up shirt, and it's from Chisel, and I'll just be like, yeah, no, this ain't sick no more. Like,
man, I think I must have been Ra one time. She was talking about how she said in her story, is anyone else looking at black pepper differently? Because I've seen a few black pepper joints in the op shops, and I'm like, man, that's a cool jersey. Like, I just know it ain't gonna sell very well.
yeah.
What's some of the coolest shit that you've ever found, bro? Because I know I know a lot of us don't just look at clothes. Like, we pick up a whole range of stuff, right? Collectibles and whatnot. What are some like stuff outside of clothes that you've picked up that you've really, really been happy about?
That's a hard one, bro.
Because there's so much.
Yeah, maybe like my vinyl. Like I really like old vinyl. Like, as you can see here.
Yeah.
Now I've got some more over here that it's slowly falling off the wall. I've got. Oh, it's not really an up shop, right? But I'll show you anyways. Up here. When my uncle passed, we went to his house. And he had this. It's sealed. It's still a sealed
wow.
Steinlager beer, bro. And like, you can hear it when it shakes. And just look at the top. That's old. That's 80s at least. And there's no date on it or anything, but I just thought it was sick. I'll just keep it up on the shelf.
Damn, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That is cool, especially when it's not open. That so gives me like tin food vibes, that can style.
Oh yeah, bro. But like, other than that, like, not really. Like, I just look at the clothes and like I'll browse through like the bag section or like the mug section. There's nothing that like leave it. I've got these like Steinlager All Blacks like coasters. These are pretty cool.
Those are mean.
I just keep them on my desk. But yeah, other than that, not really, bro.
The vinyls you got, bro, what kind of music are you picking up in terms of vinyls?
With vinyls, I mainly look for is like just stuff that has like a cool cover. Like, cool. I don't like half the artists on my wall. I have no idea who they are, but like they just look sick.
Dope artwork.
Yeah. Then others like I have some Michael Jackson. I have some Beatles, Rolling Stones, Elton John. I've got Johnny Cash, Pink Floyd, Bob Dylan, Elton John. Yeah, I've got quite a few like artists that I know. But then just to fill up the wall spots, there's some other just like random like things that look cool.
That's dope. I was talking to the bro Matt from NZ Vintagee, and we were talking about how you sometimes find those real interesting and unique, intriguing, like random shit at the op, and you're like, what is this? This is cool. But we both kind of like, or he talked about how you start to accumulate too much shit. And I was like, oh, bro, I'm so that person as well.
Bro, yes.
Yeah.
I was just listening to that episode too, because I like I said, I was just mowing the lawns and I was listening to it. Preparing for this. So I'm trying to live up. Who did a very good job.
Bro, do you ever? Where's the line for you? Like, do you stop? In terms of clothes, is there a moment where you kind of put it on hold because you've got a certain amount of stock, or do you just keep going and then in the hope to just keep selling stuff, to make more room, or like how does your process, I suppose, go?
I mean, like, because it's all run out of my bedroom, like it's gotten to the point a few times where I can like there's just stacks of shit everywhere, and like I can barely like get around my room. But now I've got it sort of more set up so I actually can. because it was set up pretty poorly last time. But yeah, that like if it's getting to the point where it's like just overflowing onto the floor, then it's like, yeah, no, I got to start selling some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Because you were talking about how you accumulate collectibles that you don't even need. When's the kind
Yeah.
of moment for you that you decide, no, I'm not going to get that? Or even your curation process, bro. Because sometimes I buy some shit that I know I can't sell, but I just feel like I got to grab it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
With
determine?
with collectibles, I mainly buy collectibles for like myself.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't really go buy collectibles to sell them. But occasionally, like if someone sees something on my stories and says, "Oh, how much is that?" I'm willing to sell it. But like when I run out of shelf room, then that's like an issue. Because you can only put it so many places, and I just don't see the point of buying collectibles and have them sitting in a box. Like I'd like to put stuff on display, but run out of display room. That's when I like collectibles.
Yeah, shit, yeah. Ah, have you ever had to like take stuff back to the op?
Um, yeah, a couple times. When that stuff doesn't sell, I either just give it to like my cousins, or I look like I've got a bag of I've got like a rubbish bag full of like women stuff that I've had for months. And I try find a family who actually needs it, instead of like putting it in a dono bin and letting like Save Mart profit because they're just a full profit thing. So I try to find a family who actually needs it, and I'll give it to them for free. A family who I know will appreciate it. Um, so I try to do that as often as I can. But like if that's just accumulating too much, then I'll just like take it to hospice um, or Red Cross myself instead of just chucking it in the dono bins because Save Mart like takes a lot of that shit.
Yeah, I accumulate so much shit that I like maybe once a month I'll go through everything again and then just kind of like I'll take that back to the op. Someone might want that or need that, or I might just give
Yeah,
send that to someone or give that away to someone because yeah, I just find that I'm still kind of I guess refining my curation in terms of now not just clothing but just some of the treasure that I find in the op shops because man I come home with some junk sometimes but like I love it though like it's cool junk but I'm like
dude, so do I.
I don't really need this but yeah and that's something that the bro map kind of like
Yeah.
solidified as well like, yes it's not just me shit what are some of your grails bro what are some things that you've even like stuff that you've found bro what rather than what stuff that you consider grails what are some dope shit that you've found.
I was like, I don't really. That's cool, but like, I also can't justify wearing just having a $100 t-shirt and have it sitting there. Just because I was like brought up on warehouse shit, I don't really like care or about how I dress. I'm starting to care more now. Obviously, I have more branded stuff because I can afford to buy it myself. But I just can't justify having like grail t-shirts, and because I'd rather have the money invested like into like crypto or stocks than just having it sit in my closet to only wear once a month. That makes sense. So I just wear like what I think is cool. I think my most expensive t-shirt is maybe like $60. Um, yeah, I just can't justify paying up for a t-shirt, wearing it once, and just leaving it. It just doesn't. I can't justify it in my head. But some of like the coolest stuff I found. Damn, it's a hard question. I'd say like my best find. I found this was like oh wow like 2 years ago. Um, I found a vintage. I think it was a home 1994/5 Warriors jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And those are hard enough to find as it is,
Yeah,
but
man.
it was dead stock with tags, which is almost
Wow.
impossible.
That's
And
cool.
and I found it for $25.
That's awesome.
And I didn't know much about rugby jerseys then, but I knew they were circulating around. I was like, okay, it's only $25. I'll risk it for the biscuit. And I knew about the old NSWRL patch or whatever. And I knew that was worth something. So I'm like, oh, this might be a bootleg, but like, I'll risk it. It's only $25. No. And I went, and this is when Rush Shop was still open. I went into Rush Shop because I was like, oh, she might know what it is. And she didn't know much about it either. And so she took a photo of it and put it up on a Facebook page. And at that point, it had already been on my story. And at that point, I had offers for like over $200 for it. And then NZ Jersey Hunter, the homie, he swooped in my DMs on his personal. I didn't know it was him. He didn't have his page at the time. Someone sent it to him, and he offered $300 plus shipping. And I took it right on the spot. Because $300 to a 15, 16-year-old, that was like, whoa, that can take me a long way. So I took it on the spot. Realistically, I probably could have got more, but I was happy with the 300. I had it shipped out that day, and he was happy with it. He was going to frame it, but unfortunately, he couldn't get around to it, and he sold it on. And I didn't realize it was because he started his page, and we connected, and I didn't make the connection because he doesn't post like who he is or anything. And then he told me, I'm like, oh shit, that's right. And and I'm happy it went to him in the end because he really appreciated it for the time that he had it. And it was nuts.
So you helped someone else get their grail.
Yeah, right. He was stoked. He was stoked.
Yeah, he's
And I even create it for him. So I put on the extra like $4 or however much it is. Because if I'm paying $300 for a jersey, I'd expect at least like something.
Man, that's a pretty cool find, bro. Like,
anyway,
shit.
what were you saying, bro? Yeah, it's it's like my best find to this day. I haven't topped it. But then there's Jack who's like finding Montclair jackets left and right, and selling them for God knows how much.
Yeah, I mean, there's some pretty cool pieces out there that collect a high price, and so it was interesting you brought up like you don't see the value in having a $100 t-shirt if you're not going to wear it as often. And then I suppose there are people out there that are like real super fans or really connected to a certain time or period of time where something was popular and they used to get really get into it. And I think rugby union and rugby league jersey collectors are like, they're real hard out in terms of like memories and nostalgia.
Yeah.
They're just like, man, and they pay up some massive dollars, for the jerseys. I'm one of them, but it's like the connection and the experience at the time that you have with it. And because I know you're a young fellow, what would be like what a 95 Warriors jersey would be to a fellow my age? What would that be in comparison to someone of your age, someone who's 18 now? Would it be like Yeezys or something?
It definitely depends on the person. Like, I'm not much of a materialistic kind of guy. Like, I have my brand. I wear some branded stuff, but like the more and more I get into like the business side of things and like the money side of things, the more and more like I just see how like pointless it is to me. Like, I'd rather have my money working for me instead of having it tied up in a $100 t-shirt that I'll never wear. But to me, like, because I'm really into my crypto, like, it'd probably be worth like maybe some $100, I don't know, like that's just to me, but maybe someone else my age, maybe like everyone's different. Maybe like a pair of like nice dunks, like a nice pair of dunks that would be like the equivalent. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like to someone who's into sneakers, it might be the equivalent. I'm not too sure. Depends on the person, I'd say.
Yeah. There's usually like, I know dudes my age, there's either some sort of rugby team or certain type of band or rapper. What else is there usually? Some sort of like movie as well. Like everyone has those little kind of, yeah, different things that they're into. Like I had a Rugrats t-shirt on one day and I was going for one of my walks. And then one of the other bros is like, what is that t-shirt? Because he recognized it from Rugrats cartoon. And like,
Yeah.
So it's interesting to hear, like, for coming from a younger generation and a person like yourself, because it's interesting to me, like observing the culture, especially in pop culture and what's current and what's in trend, what's in vogue and fashions and stuff. It's interesting you brought up dunks because that's something that I used to wear when I was your age. I used to wear dunks as well.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool though. Like I like that it's still very relevant though. Yeah. So you talk about I get a sense of like a strong business sense, I guess, in terms of how you operate and how you perhaps run your page. Is that something that, like, future thinking, what is it that you're trying to achieve with that?
Future thinking, like I know this vintage thing isn't going to last forever, but I'm going to ride it for as long as I can. I don't see myself selling vintage until I'm 65. Like I want to be able to buy the things that I want. I want to do what I want. The dream for me is to be financially free and financially dependent or independent. One of my major goals is I want to buy my mum a house and like be able to do that comfortably. So I'm just doing everything that I can now to make sure I can make that happen. I'm investing my money. I'm working as much as I can to invest more. Young street that are kicking out, other things going on. Like I said, the future, I want to buy my mum a house, and I'm just doing everything that I can now, and just thinking about like long term, because not a lot of people my age do that. A lot of people, because a lot of uni students, especially, are just so focused on like getting wasted in town, whereas that just doesn't interest me. I did for like a tiny bit, then I did it, and I was like, this is actually kind of boring. Like I'd rather do something else that's actually going to like help me in the future. And it's hard to find people my age like that, and like that's like just a goal, though, just to buy my mum a house, be financially free, be able to do what I want when I want, within reason.
That's dope, bro. That's it's really cool to hear that too, coming from a young fella such as yourself. It's really interesting that you brought those things, because those things do, like, I mean, I got a few friends that probably don't have your thinking or thought process and they're in their 30s,
Yeah,
but it's pretty cool to
yeah.
hear it from an 18-year-old, That's pretty mean, bro. It's really good to hear, actually, and it makes me
Thank you, bro.
puts faith in the next generators.
Oh, a lot of I don't really have much faith in my generation, but just because I'm in it. No, it's just because I'm in it and I see what goes on, and especially in Hamilton, like it's bad. Yeah. No, I see a lot of things that like maybe someone your age doesn't. So yeah, that's just what makes it say that.
Yeah, bro, for sure. The what a lot of people that I've spoken to on the podcast, they tend to have like a certain style, or there's some kind of recurring themes in terms of what they sell or what they pick or what they kind of collect as well. What's kind of like your flavor?
Well, obviously everything I sell, I like to a sense. I mean, there's some things that I have now that why the fuck did I buy it? But now it's just trying to curate it more, bring out some more pieces. And I'm obviously trying to what sells as well, because as a like running as a business, you gotta bring in what sells. Like, it doesn't make sense to have this thing that sells really well and just like never bring it back. Like, that just doesn't make much sense to me. So say if Harley tees are selling really well, obviously I'm going to get more Harleys in instead of getting maybe vintage Nike tees that aren't selling so well. So I'd focus all my attention on the Harley. Obviously it's a factor of things, but in the end, like, if I don't like it and I don't think it's going to sell, then I won't get it. So everything that I have, I like in one way or another. And yeah, so that's like the main thing.
Mean. And so, like, because you talk about how, you didn't have as much as you'd like to have had as a kid growing up, and you talk about warehouse clothes and stuff like that. Is there any kind of piece of clothing or item that you have and you're like really stoked about?
Yeah, I'm really grateful for how I grew up. I had a lot more than a lot of people. And it's sort of, I try to keep that mindset now. Like my life could be worse. There are people who have who are going through worse things than me. So I got to keep that in mind and be grateful for what I have, and I am. But one thing that I'm like stoked to have, like just everything, man. Like, because all the stuff that I have now, like even this T-shirt, I would like if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have been able to afford this when I was younger. Now that I can, I try to take advantage of it, but still be smart about it. So I'm grateful for everything that I have, really. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool, bro. One of the things for me, so I'm a big boy, bro, and so like sizing is like an issue for me. And like a lot of times I'm just happy to find something that I can fit.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, it's dope.
Yeah.
Like so I'm not necessarily a Cowboys fan, although I do enjoy American football. I actually even played it as a young fella. I played for the Hawks, actually, Hamilton Hawks. And so
what position?
I was middle linebacker.
Oh, fuck. Don't get in the way of Taro. He'll put you on your ass.
Yeah, bro. I got a few sacks per game. I'm just not to blow my own trumpet or anything. But for example, I'm not a Cowboys dude. Like, I grew up watching I grew up on Samoan NFL players. That's people who I looked up to. So Troy Polamalu, for example,
legend.
I'd prefer a Steelers jersey, but because I can fit this one, I'm happy to wear it. And
yeah, I feel you there, because yeah, obviously I used to be fat.
Okay.
I was really like self-conscious about it. So I used to wear, honestly, bro, fat shit, bro. Like, and I used to be real self-conscious about it, and I'd wear like 3XL, 4XL t-shirts, and I wasn't that big. It's just like so I could hide the fact that I was fat. It didn't work, but I thought it worked for a while. So I feel you there on like sizes, because like something would come in a male and it'd just be like, it's too tight. You can slightly see like this has to be like baggy. So. But now that I'm sort of getting smaller, it's getting a little bit easier, which is good.
Yeah. I recently found a swan dry jacket that could fit me, and I was pretty stoked about that.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I just feel like there's some essential pieces, that you should have as a part of your wardrobe. And yeah, I was pretty stoked to have that swan dry. I mean, it's got like a two or three holes in the back. I don't
All good.
care. Yeah, I'm like, oh,
All
sweet,
good.
I'll still rock it. And if it's gonna prolong the life of this jacket as well, and even better.
All good. Yeah.
But summer's here now, so it's like, oh well, put that away. outside of reselling, bro, I can see some.
That's my issue, man. Like,
sorry, bro, you go.
no, you go hard, bro. No, but I think it's like a slight delay between like what I'm hearing and what you're hearing, but it's all good.
Yeah, no, all good. I want to hear what you were just about to say because it sounded interesting.
Fucking, you mentioned the swan dry and how it's coming to summer, bro. All I've been buying, I just bought 2 fucking Carhartt jackets, bro. Like, I keep buying winter shit, but like, thing is, everyone's trying to sell it for cheap now, so I'm just getting steals upon steals. So I'm just buying. I'm just gonna store it all the way to winter. So winter 2022, big things.
Nice, dude, bro.
Honestly.
I just wanted to ask, bro, because like outside of reselling, everyone has a life and everyone does other things with their lives. And I can see in the back, bro, I can see some protein. I can see, I don't know, creatine. Is there creatine there? So talk to me about this.
Creatine, and we got some pre there too. Yeah.
Talk to me about this, bro. How's it going? How's the gym going?
Yeah, it's good. I was slacking for a bit because obviously lockdown, gyms were closed. But I bought some dumbbells that I finally decided to make that investment.
Dope.
And yeah, like I didn't. So I've lost 16 kilos.
Massive, bro. That's mean.
I'm about 3 kilos up. My goal weight's 85. I'm 88 point.
Damn. You in double digits land.
No, I started in triples, so I was happy to get to double.
Oh man, I don't think I'll ever see under 100 ever. It'll never happen. What's your training been like?
You'll get there, bro. It's all good.
You're doing what, cardio based stuff? Kind of mix?
Yeah, I'm putting a lot of muscle to, like, if you look at some of the photos, like, so I posted about, I do still post about it. If you look at the photos, it looks like I've lost like 30 kilos, but I've also put on a lot of muscles. So I do a little bit of cardio, not as much as I realistically should be, but I'm getting better. But I used to walk everywhere, so that would help. Just a lot of walking, so I wouldn't have to do as much cardio in the gym. But now I have to, now that I drive. So yeah, and then I just do a lot of training, strength training. I was doing a little bit of body weight stuff when lockdown started, and now that I got the weights, it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. You got any goals in terms of weights?
Oh shit! I wrote it down. Hold up. Let me get my diary up. There we go. Contains only excellent photos.
It ain't real unless you wrote it down, right?
So my 2020, for sure, 2022 gym goals: bench 150, squat 150, which I'm nearly there. And those are my goals for next year.
Dude, man, those are good goals.
Yeah, bro. I'll try to get there, but
I mean, if you can already do body weight, then you're winning, bro.
Yeah, bro, for sure. But when I first started, I couldn't even do a single push up, bro. and now I can do like 60. Just from going to being able to do like none to maybe one to being able to do like 60 decently comfortable. It's a big achievement for me.
It's massive, man. Yeah, I've
Yeah, bro. It's
definitely
all about
been there.
mindset. It's all it is.
Hard up, bro. Actually, I need to get my butt back into the gym. I've been slacking, man. Just the lockdowns really threw me out, in terms of
Yeah.
like a training regimen. It's like, I'd rather just chill with my kids and go and make a garden or something. But I'll get back in there eventually. Yeah, some old man shit, bro. It's called a garden. You put plants in it, brother. I'm not too sure.
No, I hate that shit, bro.
Just give it time, bro. You'll get there.
Stand it.
You'll get to my age and you'll message me again, bro. Guess what? I planted again.
I'll just pay someone to do it. I can't be asked with it. I get when it comes to that shit, I get frustrated so easily. So something like the tiniest thing might go my way. I'm like, fuck this, and I'll just go. Fuck off and watch YouTube on Netflix.
Oh man, that's crack up. What's I want to talk to you about your page, bro, and what are some of the things that you've enjoyed about running your page? Some highlights.
Oh, yeah. Like one of the main things is just the connections I've made. Like some of the people that I've become friends with, like that I never would have, because obviously we live in different cities. Like we would have never made that connection if it wasn't for running that page.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah, I feel you.
That's one of my favorite parts. Like, and some of these people are like my actual real life friends. I'll text them and I'll Snapchat them, and we'll talk about shit outside of reselling, and we'll link up when we can. And yeah, that's not the main thing. Another thing is like I've gone through my my mental health issues, and my page, it's corny as fuck as it sounds. It's actually like really helped like me get through it. Like if it wasn't for my page, I don't know where I'd be, to be honest. Like it just gave me something to focus on. Just because I didn't like school. I hated school. Anyone that went to school with me will tell you that I fucking hated it. I'd wag school to go thrifting, like straight up. And don't do that. Stay in school, kids. Education is important. But I just didn't like school. And it took a massive toll on my mental health. So having something to focus on that I actually enjoyed and that I actually wanted to put work into, it really helped me, and with my confidence as well. Like when I first started, I wouldn't have been able to like sit in front of a camera and like talk like what I'm doing now. Now I do it real comfortably on lives. I'm as confident as can be. Like, and it just gave like, after a while, I just got a sense of I don't really care what anyone thinks of me. I can't make everyone happy, so why should I try? So now I just do me. If people don't like it, I will happily tell them to get fucked. Like, and people know this too, so people don't even bother. Well, some don't bother. People still do, but yeah, just the change it's had on my life, like, has been tremendous. And yeah, that's it. Really, it's crazy.
Man, I'm so glad to hear that, And it's awesome that something like this is had such a positive impact on you. And that's one of the beautiful things I love about the community as well. That it's very like encompassing. It brings you in. People genuinely care as well. Like,
yeah, bro. Yeah,
people are fucking genuine, bro, in this community.
bro,
like,
for sure.
I've had people message me just random shit, but it's really made me grateful and appreciate some of the shit that I've been able to share, but also watching other people as well and like taking their lead. It's been real awesome. Like
yeah, bro.
Like you young guys, bro, yourself and Quaid, and I'm pretty sure I may have said this to you guys, but I'm like, it's a weird way to think about it, but I actually look up to you guys, like in a big way. Like I'm an older fella, but I look up to you guys because I love the confidence that you just have. It makes me proud in a way that, you know, the next generation's in good hands. I love the banter that you guys have between each other. It's like, fuck, that's awesome to see. Like,
fuck, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful, bro. Like, I love it, eh? Like, it's real. I know it's banter and I know it's cheeky and stuff, but it's healthy as well. Like, it's real healthy, man. It's
yeah. Every time I like, because I've got the Apple Watch, and every time I'll be like, oh, at Surf After Lot Vintagee on my story, I'll be like, oh fuck, what is it now? And I'll be like, oh shit, what has he posted? And it'll be something about like dirty undies or something. Yeah. And I'll be at work. Even the other day, I was at work and I was dealing with something, and I got the vibrator on my watch, and I'm like, I saw at Surf After Lot, I'm like, fuck. And I just completely stopped what I was doing to like check what he mentioned me in. I was like, fuck, what has he posted now? Like, yeah, it's all great banter. Like, and the people love it too. Like, people like we get messages like saying like, oh, we love your banter. Like, it's nice to see how good of friends you guys are.
Yeah, man.
And it's like, yeah, it's
cool.
It's content as well, because like people love it. People find it funny. Like. And it isn't even us just trying to, it's us just like giving each other shit. Like, we're not even trying to like, we're trying to be funny, but like, we're not trying to do anything. We're just giving each other shit. And like, the people love it, which is great.
Nah, it's good, man. It makes me, I guess I appreciate you guys. That's what I think it is. Especially you guys being so young as well. It's like, man, this is dope. I love seeing you guys win as well, you know. Both of you are winning, which is mean.
And I appreciate you too, right? Like, you've made such an impact on the community in a short amount of time. Even with this podcast, I see everyone posting about it. It's crazy, and you're making waves, bro.
Nah, bro, it's just
hey, don't be humble. Don't be humble.
Bro,
just accept it.
I'm gonna take the humble route.
They all do it.
Nah, it's been cool, bro. It's just the community, bro. That's what makes it. I think, like, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, or what you sell as well. Like, fuck, I'm following you know, mums who are selling kids clothes, bro. I don't fucking buy kids clothes, but fuck, I love like following them in their stories and their pages, and like them on the lives, and like join in. And it's like the community, I think, is a bit bigger.
There's some characters in the community, bro. It's one thing I also love about the just like what I've been able to do with my page. I've built I have like an influence on people, which is weird. Like, I get messages all the time, like, because I'll post about like my weight loss or something, and like people will message me saying like, oh bro, I started because of you and this is where I am. And it puts a massive smile on my face, and they'll ask for like some tips, and I'll happily give them tips. And then like a few weeks or a few months down the line, like, oh bro, like, look at where I'm at now because of the tip you gave me. It's like, oh, it's so good. Dude. And like, it's a good feeling, and it's like, oh, I love it.
That's awesome, bro. Fuck, that's mean. So you're studying, bro? What are you studying?
Yeah, bro. So I study at the University of Waikato. I am doing a bachelor's degree in business. That's a 3-year paper, and I major in marketing and digital business.
Wow, that sounds mean. I work.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you guys get to what? You guys monitor trends, right? Economic trends. You guys keep an eye on what's happening around the world, globally and locally as well.
Yeah. We're not up to that part yet, considering I just finished my first year. But I imagine we'll get to that. Yeah.
Have you found that, you know, even your first year of learnings helped you in terms of how you operate and how you run your business?
Oh, for sure. Especially in accounting, like I hated that class, but I was like, okay, this is actually going to help me. Unlike coming out of high school, where I'd like just wasn't going to use any of that shit. Coming into uni and actually being able to like use this stuff, it's a nice change. And in accounting, like I never thought about it before, but now like I've implemented what I've learned from that paper into my business, and it's helped tremendously, especially managing my money and doing it properly, because I'm terrible with money, honestly. Like even with marketing, like you learn about different behaviors of customers and how those behaviors reflect on what they buy and how they buy. I've implemented some of that. Yeah, it's interesting, and like if you look back, you'll probably notice the changes, especially on my marketing side of things.
Dude, I really liked it. Has there been I'm sure there's been moments where you've been in a lecture and you've thought to yourself, hey, I already do that. Has there ever been those kind of moments?
Yeah, for sure. It also helps a lot with the learning side of things, owning a business, because I can think they'll explain a scenario, and then I'll automatically like think about like, okay, how would this work in my business? And that helps me and like answer questions on tests and everything. So like running a business and having this experience and going into uni, it goes hand in hand. So it actually does help. And if anyone is considering going to uni, I'm gonna plug a little bit here. I'm sorry, but I run my own podcast. It's called the Young Street Podcast, and I had two of my friends on. So if you're considering going to uni, I'd recommend checking out that episode. It's episode 6, I believe. And we go in depth about what we do in our papers and like the differences we notice. So if you think that'd benefit you, then you can go check that out. I don't mean to plug, but I just think it would like genuinely help people.
That's dope, bro. I love that you're providing insight into people thinking about going to university, because that's your future, right? Like you're setting yourself up for the rest of your life. It's really cool to hear that you guys are doing that and providing that information for other young people as well. That's mean, bro. You plug away, Margie. That's dope.
Yeah, that's like my main goal with the Young Street thing, because like I originally it was originally inspired by my year 13 business teacher in high school. He taught me a lot about business that I didn't know before, and I was like, fuck, if only I had this before, I'd be so much further ahead in my business, in my life. So I was like, I just wish I could share this with everyone, and then I found a way to do that with the podcast. And then eventually we'll release some clothing and do some other things as well. So I'm very excited for the future of that brand.
That's dope, bro. I love that you think multiple revenue streams, right? You got things coming from different angles, covering different bases.
Yeah.
You're even studying this shit as well. That's dope, man.
Yeah, it's not just about the money either. Yeah, it's not just about the money either. Like I genuinely like helping people. Like I said before, like when people were messaging me about the weight loss stuff, that put a massive smile on my face, and that's also what sort of sparked it. Like, bro, helping people, like this feels good. This is like what I'm meant to do, like. So I'm just trying to find ways to capitalize on it, and on not only so it will benefit me, but also it will benefit the people that I'm trying to help as well. And like a lot of I get a lot of messages of like even fellow resellers who message me like, bro, like this podcast, I'm finding it so helpful.
Dude.
Because I don't even I have any plans to in the future. Obviously, I just talked to other businesses and a couple and an influencer, and like bringing other factors of business and other factors of the world to people. And a lot of people are appreciating that and learning. So yeah, it's cool. I really enjoy it.
No, it sounds like it, bro. It's mean. I'm loving this whole thing you're doing, and I really, really look forward to what, I don't know, maybe 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years might look like for you, bro. So it sounds like it's gonna be bright, brother.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. Like I said, I'm just trying to set myself up while I can, to be able to do things that I want to do. And these are the sort of roads that I'm going down, and I'm gonna do a few more things down the road as well, and hopefully it goes well.
Shit, yeah, bro. Just before we wrap up, bro, there's a few things that I gotta ask you, and these are like quick fire. Well,
Yeah, bro, go ahead.
not really quick fire, but they're like just kind of general questions, just to let people get to know you a bit better. And then after that, I usually give the guests the last word, anything that they want to share with the people out there. So the first question, bro, is music, man. What kind of music are you listening to right now? What's on your Spotify or your Apple Music playlist that you're jamming?
Right now, well, usually my life's a bit busy, so the only chance I get to listen to music is when I'm like doing like some physical activity, like mowing the lawns or going for a walk, going to the gym. But when I'm doing that, I try to listen to podcasts to try to sort of further expand my knowledge. But when I just don't feel like listening to people talk, I'll listen to a bit of just stuff that like gets me excited. Like I'm really into my Michael Jackson. If I'm going for like a PR at the gym, I'll play some hard rock type shit, some White Snake, maybe some Nirvana. Even though Nirvana's not really hard rock, it can be, but yeah. On quite a lot. Queen. I listen to a lot of rap as well. So Eminem, Kanye, all the classics really.
Dude, that's mean, bro. Nice variety. I like to hear that. That's dope.
Yeah, I'll listen to anything but country, pretty much.
Oh man, you lock them doors and turn them
lights
down low.
Get out of here.
It's probably the only country song I know, bro.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
Is it? I'm trying to think now.
No, I fucking hope so. Jesus.
So music, bro. Okay, movies, bro. Could be movies, TV series, Netflix. I'm not too sure, bro. What's something that you're into, man, or you want other people to check out?
Oh shit, this is hard, man. A good series that I really enjoyed was some, but it's just like the storyline, it always was, and also the production was like good as well. So I feel like that's a good show that you guys should check out. Movies, like being a business student, I guess just sort of made McDonald's what it is. I found that really interesting. I learned a lot actually. Yeah, I just watch a lot of business movies, like just whatever's trending on Netflix. I'm bored.
Don't mind, G. The last one, bro, is just food, bro. What's your go-to meal? And usually people like separate like a restaurant or a cafe versus a home cooked meal. So you can have two choices, I guess.
Yeah.
What's your go-to home cooked meal, and then if you're going out for dinner with some friends, what are you going to?
Well, I'll do the going out first because before lockdown, me and my friends, we make an effort to go out every week or every second week. Because I mean, life gets busy after school. So we actually make the effort to hang out with each other. There's this place. There's two actually that we go to. There's a restaurant called Mexico. It's Mexican food. That slaps. And one time when we couldn't get in there because it was all booked out, and we went to this place called the Bank, and they make the best nachos, bro. On God, and it's like pulled pork and pulled mince. Oh, they slap, bro. So either the Bank or Mexico. And favorite home cooked, I don't really cook. Like, well, living at home, like, and mum just cooks for me. But usually most nights I'll sort my own thing out. Just simple rice and chicken does the job for me, to be honest. Maybe some pasta, some mac and cheese.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a pretty simple man, bro. I don't.
Yeah, it's dope. And the last word, bro, this is an opportunity for you to just, I don't know, share whatever you want, just with the community or people who may be listening. It's totally up to you.
Oh, wow. Fuck, this is hard. I was just listening to the episode with Percy's Matt, and I really liked what he said about being kind to people. I feel like there's not, especially in times like these with COVID going on and all this division with the vaccine and whatnot. I feel like just have a bit of, just be kind, you know. Have a bit of sympathy for some people, you know. Just don't be an ass. Like, there's a lot of hate in the world. Why I don't get why people need to feel the need to spread more. Just be nice, be positive to each other, encourage each other, encourage your friends, encourage your family to work towards their dreams and their goals. And yeah, just be the best person you can be.
Dope, bro. That's mean.